Hey everybody, Professor Doom here, and you guys have all become familiar with this latest story of this whistleblower named David Grusch. In case you haven't heard of him, he is ex-Air Force, and he's come out and said that, well, he claims to be a whistleblower, saying that our government has retrieved several alien craft over the decades and have been keeping it secret from Congress and from the American public, which the American public is not stupid. We know what's been going on. But the thing is the timing. And all of the befalling of whistleblowers over the past decades, I take you to Mr. Forrestal. Do you guys remember Mr. Forrestal? And how he allegedly took a swan dive out of a 13th floor window. I do believe it was 13 floors. 13 stories, whatever the case is. But in case you haven't heard of this David Grusch, the reason why I'm talking about this is because there was an incident that took place on May 1st out of Las Vegas. And I think the timing of all of this is very suspect. And I just don't know what I'm suspecting is going on. But let's take a look at Mrs. Vargas talk about David Grusch. Or maybe not.
UFOs exist. The U.S. government found quite a number of them, and they are indeed of non-human origin. Those are the explosive allegations from a former intelligence officer tonight in a whistleblower complaint that the Inspector General is taking very seriously. 36-year-old Air Force veteran David Grusch is exposing what he calls a top-secret military program that has reportedly found wreckage of fully intact UFOs. The government now calls them UAPs, or unidentified anomalous phenomena. For years, there have been whispers and rumors that the government had aircraft of non-human origin. This report is the first evidence it might be true. The Inspector General has called Grusch's complaint urgent and credible. Tonight, we have a world television exclusive interview with the whistleblower in which he claims we not only have the aircraft, but the government has been keeping much of its secret from Congress and from the public. News Nation senior national.
Okay, so here's a few things that come to mind when not just mentioning Mr. Forrestal, who took that swan dive, and it was believed that he was going to be a whistleblower himself when it came to the recovery of alien craft, or maybe even possibly alien bodies. But I want to take you to this this promotional. This is allegedly a military site about the Space Force. And if you will take a look at the Schriever, this is Schriever Air Force Base in Colorado, and recognizes Captain Selects. And if you'll look right here, we have a Mr. David Grusch in here, and I'll put him up towards the top here, and you'll see 3rd Space Experimentation Squadron, David Grusch. And you know what? These people are seriously vetted to keep their mouth shut. And they do sign, I'm sure, non-disclosure agreements. And this guy has come out and he wasn't worried about his own life. Was this all a plan? Is this all part of the agenda? That's a good question. But let's take a look at an event that took place May 1st out of Las Vegas. And you're going to find this very interesting. And I'm going to show you some of the things that I don't know if the timing of all of these two things coincide with each other. But I'll tell you this, I'm very suspect about the story out of Las Vegas, and let us take a look at that story. Okay, so let me give you a little background on this May 1st story. So allegedly, this young man was working on a car in his backyard in Las Vegas, and a bright light with a loud boom happened close to his backyard, or in his backyard, and I guess he has a pretty huge backyard. And this bright light was also seen by a police body cam because the police were having an interaction with somebody close by to where this house was. And the young man has a cell phone. He calls the police, but he never takes video of aliens that he claims to see in his backyard. Two of them. 2 8 to 10 feet tall alien beings. But and another thing is this is his very first video. I know when I made my very first video, I had no clue on how to do all this editing and all this stuff. And this guy seems to have all of that well in hand for his very first video. Let's take a look to see what he has to say. And you're going to see the news report that comes out in his video as well. Let's take a look.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is my first video. I'm here to tell you what happened to me on May 1st, 2023. I'm trying to explain the best of my abilities. This is not a conspiracy theory. I'm not making this story out for clout or fame.
You see how he called it a conspiracy theory? And
I know some people are not going to believe this.
He seems to have the editing well in hand. And here you're going to hear.
So this is what happened to me. Keep in mind, this is midnight, and I'm fixing a truck in my backyard. At this point, I'm only with my brother, and I hear something fall from the sky. I turn around. The only thing I see is a big light falling from the sky, and moments after, I feel a big impact and a bang, sort of like a big impact fall. And me and my brother looked at each other, and we were scared, but when the impact happened, it was sort of like a shock wave, like an out-of-body experience. So to say, when I tried to look at the object, it was all blurry, not my vision, but only the backyard area. And I hear thousands of footsteps around me, and maybe a couple seconds later, the blurriness was gone. And here's the footage of the body, the police officer's body cam, and here's the object I'm referring to, the light. Video. Here's a ring camera video. You can hear the bang. This is around the neighborhood. So here's the video. So when that happened, the only thing I can see in the backyard is a tall creature, probably around 10 feet tall, very thin. So I called my dad. He went to the backyard, and he saw the same creature I saw. He told me to go inside the house. At this point, we all freaking out, me and my family.
Notice the checkerboard
in the backyard area. You can see it too good, but on camera, but it's there. Here's a video.
Calmudarela, venga, si les va eso. Cáelo, Cherro, que chica. Cáelo, Cherro.
Moments after the video, me and my brother went to go pick up my tools. Then my brother calls me, and he told me shakingly, look behind the forklift. So I look. Keep in mind I'm facing the forklift, and then I see the alien creature. So when I saw it, it was a tall, skinny, lengthy creature. He was a gray-greenish color, and when I looked at it in the eyes, my body just froze. Like the same experience as having sleep paralysis. Keep in mind I'm staring at him, and I look at his whole body, and he has a weird-looking feet and a big face, and eyes, and you can see a big mouth. And I could hear his loud, deep breathing, and I could see his stomach moving. He would just stare at me. Seconds later, I can start moving again. And I start running towards the house. That's when I call 911, and here's a 911 call.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one inside it. It has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
And what's weird is recording the face of his cell phone for the 911 call,
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your
but he doesn't record the aliens whatsoever.
And they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes. Like I could explain it. And big mouth. There's tiny eyes.
And that was at 12 o'clock. It's now 1 hour and 54 seconds. 1 hour and 54 minutes later.
I'm waiting for the police to come, and you could hear footsteps in the backyard area. And loud whispering, like you could hear whisperings. We were in the living room area. You could hear footsteps on the roof. So we waited a little bit for the police. When they arrived, they told me I told them what I saw. And they were kind of freaked out. Here's the body cam of the officer.
Now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you say?
It was like a big creature. A big creature? Yeah, like a monster.
You're not going to BS because one of my partners said they saw something fall in the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious.
Did you see anything in the backyard?
They see like a big,
They see like a big something with light? What I saw right now is
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro.
So they went in the backyard, and one of the officers pointed at the floor, and it was a perfect circle. Here's a photo of the circle I'm referring to. Keep in mind, two officers came in my house, and one of them started running to his car, driving around the neighborhood, asking passing cars that they saw light.
What's clear, they're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of the story. Here's a couple of things. As I've already pointed out about Mr. David Grusch, why? Why is he coming out after he's been trusted with information? After he should or does know that there have been whistleblowers in the past who have lost their lives releasing such extraordinary information. And as I pointed out with this young man right here, he seems to have all of the video editing techniques in hand. He knows how to go from where the camera's on him to where he's cutting in to the news pieces. He's got an intro with the Alien 51 piece on the front. The other thing is that he never took video of the creatures that he claims to have seen. 2, there's never even any mention about the craft even leaving. You saw a bright light fall from the sky, but you're there at the home and you don't hear any noise. You don't check any Ring doorbells to see if there was a bright light as the object left, or you're not keeping the phone camera on the whole time. Anyway, there's a lot of questions to be asked about this. Is it definitive that this is a made-up story? No, not at all. The thing is that bright light falling from the sky is quite shocking. The fact that the Ring doorbell caught that light and the sound. The thing is it fell from the sky pretty fast. And yet it appears to have landed straight on the ground from the picture that you see of the circle indent in his backyard. I wish that he would have been able to take some kind of footage to substantiate his claim. Again, I'm still suspect with the whole editing of the video style that he's done for his very first video. I'm wondering what's going on, but I know this: the timing of Mr. Grusch coming out, the timing of this right here, what we're going to be seeing, and I do believe I can say this, is that we're going to be seeing a lot more activity when it comes to aliens, whether people are going to be reporting to see them. There's going to be reports of video taken of craft. And why do I say this? Well, as I've been stating for quite some time, is that and for those people who have listened to all of my videos about the ancient gods and about who they were and about the return of Enki and about the crop circles that show you that beware of those bearing false gifts. And this Enki Saturn, this whole return of Saturn in the golden age of man, take a look at what they've been showing you in TV shows and in the movies. You're going to see, especially with Childhood's End, that even they're telling you that there is going to be the return. And that's what they called the ancient gods, these alien beings. And what did you see in Childhood's End? Did you not see big 8-10 foot tall creature that looked like a goat? That looked like, take a look at I Pet Goat 2. Remember the goat that was being held in that prison and looked like Antarctica? And how about the Goddard Tunnel? How about the Goddard Tunnel ritual ceremony where you saw the goat god? He said, I am the king of the world. How do we know who he is? Why, he's none other than Ra Saturn. Look at the scarab beetle that was up on the wall right there, and they were showing you all of the symbols for the god Ra. Ra is the god Saturn. It's all happening right now. Are we going to be seeing more? I do believe we will be. And I'm going to be keeping my eye on everything because I do believe we're going to be seeing a lot more in the coming weeks and months. And I even said that we're going to be seeing a lot of weirdness come up in the months of August